I just want to thank White Rabbit for having me. This is surreal. As I tell my story, you'll see how surreal this is that I'm here now talking to you in Ashland, a place that I thought was 10 years ago full of heathens and hippies, tree huggers, and now I'm the king of the tree huggers. So, like Thor said, my name is Andy Neal. Many of you probably know me for this. So that's when I first became a full-time influencer. I was out near the Rogue River. I had been trying to do social media for a very long time, and there was this trend in 2022 going for a stupid walk for your stupid mental health. And I was like, I can do that, but I'm really into hiking. I got some hiking clothes on here. I'm gonna make it look really silly, kind of like fat guy in a little coat. Let's go. And hike along Gold Nugget Wayside there and just post it. I posted that video and then drove back into Medford. It was Gold Hill. From the time I went from Gold Hill to Medford, it already had 10,000 views, and I was ecstatic, like 10,000, woo! Yeah, I'm on it. Had no idea that my life was actually really about to change, and everything that was about to happen. It was incredible. 10,000 turned to 100,000, turned into 500,000. Million, 6 million, news stations started calling, 10 million, 20 million, 38.6 million from this thing. Yeah. And that's just on Instagram. I think it had like 10 million on TikTok. I think it had like 5 million on YouTube. It was insane. But when it comes to influencers, everyone's like, oh, you're an overnight success. I was interviewed by the local news. I remember I was interviewed by Yahoo. I was interviewed by BBC. Like, oh, you're this overnight success. No. That's not what happened. There's a lot that went into this before 2022. 4 years ago this week, I went viral. And I want to talk about my journey as a transformational influencer. What do you think of when you think of an influencer? Just shout it out. Sponsorships, sellouts, exactly. Yeah. Oh, hey guys, I'm here with, that sort of thing. What else do you think of? Just shout it out. Don't be afraid. We're all friends here. Teenagers. I often say I have the dream job of every 19-year-old girl in LA. I get to make vertical videos for a living. What else? One or two more things. Lifestyle. Yeah, like I'm just going with lifestyle. I'm in private jets. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm sponsored. Thanks, my outfit today was sponsored by Sephora. Whatever. A lot of those people are my friends, and they're great. One more thing, something else? Anything else? Sexy, yes. Let's just be honest here, guys. This does not scream sexy. Yeah, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. But that's what you think of. Perfect aesthetic, perfectly curated. That is not me at all. It's never been me. In fact, if you look at my Instagram, there's this whole trend on Instagram going on right now. Like your 10-year glow up from 2016. I posted a picture of me in 2016 and a picture of me just last week here in Lithia Park. And it's like, wow, I'm a different person. Not because the pictures are different, but I don't recognize that person I was. So let's get into it. 2017. This was a turning point for me. Before that, I was someone many of you probably would have said was a bigot, hateful, closed-minded, and I was all those things. I was a Southern Baptist conservative evangelical pastor. Was here in the Rogue Valley in Medford. Over time, that began to weigh on me. I was a youth pastor at a local church in Medford. I had LGBTQ students coming to my youth group because they felt safe. They felt like they weren't being judged. And I was always trying to curate a very just open environment, an accepting environment. And I was always trying to get them to come to church, our very conservative Sunday mornings. Come to Sunday morning. Don't just come to youth group on Wednesdays, come to Sundays. And they would tell me, we don't feel safe there on Sunday mornings. I had the leadership of that church telling me, we need you to stop trying to reach all these gay kids and just focus on the church kids, because the church kids are feeling left out. I'm like, let me see what Jesus said. No, that's not how Jesus hung out. Okay, well. And it started to weigh on me and weigh on me and weigh on me. My wife and I have adopted 3 kids from foster care. Our 2 oldest have special needs. I've been very open about this. I've advocated for this at the state level. Oregon has the worst mental health services for children and teens in the nation, according to Mental Health America. We are 51 out of 51 when it comes to mental health services for children and teens, and I have fought that fight at the state level. I have spoken with the governor's office. I have had every news. Thank you, I appreciate that, but there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of people who are been doing work far before me, been fighting this fight, and I'm standing on their shoulders. I'm very passionate about mental health, and in my church, they were telling me, your 2 oldest kids, you need to pray that away. God will heal the mental health issues. I'm like, this isn't right, no. So in 2017, I very abruptly left. I was like, out. That same day, I drove over to Southern Oregon University to the DMC, the Digital Media Center. Talked to Andrew Gay, who at the time was the head of the digital media department. And I'm like, I want to become a filmmaker. I want to enroll. And we talked, had a long conversation. And that spring, or not, fall of 2017, I enrolled at Southern Oregon University. And let's talk about culture shock here. I was conservative, church people around me all the time. I get into SOU. I have never seen a trans person before in my life. I had never had friends, people I call friends, who were gay. I had never, pronouns? Okay, so we're introducing ourselves to the class, and pronoun, I know what a pronoun is. This isn't kindergarten, we learn pronouns. Then what? Okay. And my mind and my world just opened up. And everything started to change. My world changed. I have so many friends now who I graduated with at SOU who are from all different backgrounds. And I'm so proud of my time there. And SOU is an amazing university. I remember being in Medford, being told as a youth pastor to encourage my high school students not to go there because it's a heathen place. We don't want kids going there. We want them going to a good Christian school. I found the most loving, caring, accepting community there at SOU in the film department. It changed my life. So, go to SOU, I graduate in 2019. My capstone project, prophetically, was digital video and social media. I did a whole long paper on it and test studies about how we can use digital media and social media, digital video. It was a digital media or digital cinema degree. Thinking, this is just an emerging thing. Let's do this. Let's talk about this. And from there, I graduated in 2019, had no idea what I was going to do. My goal was not to move to LA. I had kids here. My wife is here. Family's here. I don't want to take them to LA. We're trying to get them mental health services. I don't want to uproot our lives and move to LA. And Ashland is an amazing place if you're a filmmaker. It just came out this week, again, from Movie Maker magazine, that this is one of the top 10 small towns or cities to live in if you are a filmmaker. It's amazing. Get plugged into the film community if you're creative at all. It's just the things that happen here. I've talked to so many of you already who are, oh yeah, we were on set with you on this. Oh yeah, you were a PA on that. I did sound on this. So many. You'd be surprised at the media roots that are in this room right here. I was talking with someone just a second ago. Yeah, we have a mutual friend who's an actor who all of you would know if I named her. It's amazing the talent that's in Ashland. And so I didn't want to leave, so I didn't. I stayed and did what every digital media student does who doesn't leave or go to LA or Atlanta. I started running social media for nonprofits, doing video, doing a lot of cool stuff. Tony Hill, I got to direct him for the first time. I directed Tony at the Shakespeare Festival. We got to do a promotion video with him. I directed him. I was like, oh my gosh, the guy from Silence of the Lambs, I get to direct him. Okay, ready? Action. And I was doing that, but of course, what happened 6 months later, pandemic happened. The world shut down. It was traumatic for me because 3 weeks before everything shut down, I had interviewed at Shakespeare, and I was going to be their social media video guy. I was recommended by my professors at SIU. Like, all right, you got the job, good. All right, we're gonna do all this filming. We're gonna start getting plans ready, this and that. And they're like, all right, cool, finally. Like, I'm in the door. Oregon Shakespeare Festival is known worldwide. This is going to be it for me. This will be able to open up so many doors for me. 3 weeks later, everything shut down. Okay, everything's on hold. 2 months later, the person who hired me was let go, and that was out the door. So what did I do? A few months prior, I graduated from SIU. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I had left my faith. I had left my career as a pastor. I had this big empty hole in my life. My entire life, I had life figured out. Oh, the reason there's evil, good things happen to bad people, well, God's got that in control. Oh, the reason this is happening, the Bible has answers for that. I didn't have answers anymore. I grew up in this system, and now there's this big gaping hole, and I was having the most existential of existential crises. It was scary. I was going to therapy. I was engaging in therapy, and my therapist here in Ashland, she said, take a hike. Okay. Now, that sounds a little controversial. But the idea is, we were talking about, what do you like to do? I'm like, oh, I go in Lithia Park. I kind of feel inspired when I go in there. She was like, go for a hike. Went for a hike, went up Wagner Butte, fell in love. And it became my whole personality. Of course, then, pandemic happened, everything shut down. Bill collectors literally coming to our door. We couldn't go anywhere during the pandemic, but the bill collectors could come to us. That was a little weird. And so I just started hiking every day, and I was posting on Instagram. Posting. I was between 360 and 400 pounds during this time. I was a big dude. I still am a big dude. There wasn't a whole lot of equipment for me. There wasn't a whole lot of gear for me. Only thing I found was Columbia Sportswear. They had stuff up to 5X. It's about where I was at. And so I was just wearing that, and then I would tag them. Like, hey, I'm wearing Columbia Sportswear. I had maybe 4,000 or 5,000 followers. Well, things began to turn around. We started doing something called the Hiker Podcast, which became the #1 hiking podcast on Apple Podcasts now. I think it was iTunes then. Started engaging with the hiking community. I'm going out, learning all I can about hiking. Oh, there's this thing called the Pacific Crest Trail here. Oh, let's learn about that. And I was doing all this stuff, engaging with the hiking community, connecting with others in the hiking community, and just falling in love with hiking. Just advocating for the outdoors. Like, oh, this is amazing. This is literally changing my life. And then, because I was posting so much with Columbia Sportswear called. And I'm not really into woo-woo stuff, but 2 weeks before Columbia Sportswear called, I was thinking, I'm not seeing a whole lot of representation for plus-size hikers, for bigger hikers out there. You know what? I'm declaring to the world, I am manifesting that I will be a plus-size model. 2 weeks later, I get this call from an unknown number. Let it go to voicemail. I search it. It came up, Oregon Media Production Association. Wait, what? Oh, OMP, I know them. What's going on? Oh, wow. Yeah, we'd like you to, we've heard maybe you're interested in modeling. Would you like to come up to Columbia River Gorge and model for the largest outdoor sports apparel company in the world? Yeah, sure. And I did, and changed my life. They wrote articles about me. I was go to Columbia Sportswear employee store. My picture's still in the extended size section. They call it extended size. Pictures up there with a waterfall looking up, and wow, this is what I'm gonna do. That was August 2021. Pandemic's starting to go down. Then, January 2022, I made that video, and all of a sudden, this is my full-time job. This is what I get to do for a living. And I couldn't be happier. I get a lot of flack from my film school professors, because during film school, they would preach to us the evils of vertical video. Now I get to do this for a living. I go and talk to the students like, yeah, I went here to the digital cinema department, graduated, and now I make TikToks for a living. kind of cool. So what has that led to? I did a video called Stupid Hike for Stupid Mental Health. Immediately started advocating for mental health. I am very advocate for mental health, especially for men, because men are afraid to admit that it's okay to not be okay. I want guys who bearded flannel shirts, looking tough, trying to be all hard. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to not be okay. Masculinity can look like compassion. Masculinity can be gentle. Masculinity doesn't have to be this hard-ass Joe Rogan stuff you see on the internet. Masculinity, strength is shown in your ability to be kind and compassionate. Foster care and adoption awareness. I've adopted 3 kids from foster care. Our 2 oldest have special needs. We have fought relentlessly. The legal system, state, every different department in the state of Oregon. I've engaged with Senator Golden extensively, other senators. I have testified in front of the Oregon State Senate on this issue. That came from going viral and becoming a full-time social media influencer. My North Star, making the outdoors feel possible for everybody. I don't think it's going to be hard to find anyone in Ashland who agrees with me that nature and the outdoors are transformational. They will change your life. And that's why I'm committed to staying here in Southern Oregon, in this community, continually talking about the beauty of this area, of the outdoors, and how the outdoors can change your life, your physical and your mental health. And telling my story of everything the outdoors has done for me and using my platforms to do that. Yeah, I get to do a lot of cool stuff now that I'm an influencer, a content creator, but this is home. This place is beautiful. I have no greater joy than just walking through Lithia Park or walking down the PCT. Every time I go out, do some big thing with like Subaru or Columbia or North Face or whatever, I'm always so anxious to get back home. There's always a sense of relief when we land in the Rogue Valley, like, I'm home. I immediately go out to the river. I immediately come to Lithia Park, like, okay, I'm gonna soak all this in. This is where I belong. And what I love about Ashland is Ashland's known for being one of the best places for filmmakers. We're known for our theater worldwide. There is so much creativity. There's something special, almost spiritual, about the creativity that's in this town. I want people like at VidCon and these big social media conferences, when we have influencers and content creators coming out and breaking the narrative of what it looks like to be an influencer, and be like, what the hell is going on in Ashland? There are content creators coming out there, and they're not just taking these sponsorships and getting their payday. They're changing the world, just like Shakespeare has, just like the film community here has. That's my dream for this place. So a lot of you ask, Andy, how did you go full time? How do you pay for this? It is brand sponsorships. I gotta be completely honest. I've gotten to work with a lot of really cool brands, REI, Subaru, and not many Subarus here in Ashland, Nike, Disney, National Geographic, Eddie Bauer, just to name some well-known ones. That is how I get to make a living. I create content for them. They give me a brief. I have a manager. They go to my manager. Hey, we want Andy for this, that, the other thing. Okay, here, Andy's non-negotiables. Basically, I'm not gonna be a sellout, blah, blah, blah. Here's kind of his tone, here's what he wants to do. All right, create this content for us. I create the content, and then they pay me. And it opens up so many doors for me to travel all over the world, to get to meet cool people and do cool things, and meet a lot of like-minded people. I remember being at Disney, I was in Disney Studios, and I'm thinking, this is Disney. Corporate juggernaut of Disney. I got to sit with a bunch of animators and just hearing how creative and like-minded I was with all these animators. And they're just doing the same thing I am. They're trying to make a living doing the art that they love, and they're doing it now at the highest level. And I just get to meet so many cool, amazing people through what I get to do, and so many like-minded people through what I get to do. And when I tell them I'm in Ashland, they're like, oh, I know there. I grew up going there. I went to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. That play changed my life. People get excited when I tell them. Something special is here. But there are struggles being a content creator. I gotta be honest with you. It's not all cool trips and business class flights and all that fun stuff. I mean, that stuff's cool, don't get me wrong. Like, I like the upgrades in hotel rooms and all that stuff's nice. I like hiking for 12 hours and going to a really nice hotel. It's that the company put me up in. It's great, I love it. I'm not gonna complain, but most of the time I am working alone. It can be very, very lonely. I am out, I am the producer, I am the talent, I am the cinematographer, I am the sound tech, I am the editor, I am the copywriter, I'm doing all the things. And I do all that, send it to the brand, and they're like, no, can you reshoot everything? We don't like that shirt you're wearing. Okay, sure. And no, there's a lot of these companies have AI clauses where I cannot use AI. They don't like that. It's like, we want to use AI, we wouldn't hire you, so fair point. Public visibility without real connection. I remember the first time I got recognized in public, I was with my kids. I was actually doing what I'd always done, filmed a video in Lithia Park, and no one ever bothered me before. And a little crowd started gathering. Oh, you're that guy, we saw you on the news. I'm like, And now, I told a story to a reporter the other day. I was in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, working with the Arbor Day Foundation. I'm in a bar. Didn't think anybody would recognize me. Like, podunk. Some person comes up to me, oh, you're that fat hiker guy. And I'm like, wait, what? It's weird and it takes a toll because you're always on. Yes, you get to do a lot of cool stuff, and I'm not complaining. This is just the reality of it. You're always on. Walking through Ashland, I know I'm gonna, like walking from here to the end to like where the Ashland Independent Film Festival is, I'm gonna be stopped quite a few times, and that's okay, I love it. And if you ever see me in public, please stop, say hello. I say that on my platforms all the time. Don't be afraid. What kills me is I get DMs and I'm like, they're like, oh, I saw you here, there, and I saw you, and I was too nervous to say hi. I'm like, no. Come say hi to me. Introduce yourself. Let's take a selfie. Let's do whatever. Tell me your story. I want to hear your story. Let me know. But it can take its toll sometimes. Constant pressure to perform and stay relevant. Social media is moving so fast. It's constantly moving, and you're wanting to stay on top of trends, but you're wanting to be authentic, and they're telling you to be authentic, but stay on top of trends, and do this trending audio, but don't do what everybody else is doing, and it gets really confusing, and that takes a toll. There is the unstable income. Right now is generally the slow time for most content creators and influencers. You get the holiday rush where they're wanting to create a bunch of content, and it usually goes down for 2 months. I've been lucky. I have a good manager who set me up for success in January and February. So that hasn't been an issue this year. Also, for the first time ever, I'm making ad revenue from my content on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, where I'm just getting paid for people clicking play. That's never happened. For the first time ever, family's able to pay our mortgage and most of our utility and everything bills just on that income, which is really good because I'm not reliant on brands. But that is a reality of being an influencer. Also, creating while life is still happening off camera. I've talked about the struggle with my kids. If you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, I've been very open about some of the struggles. Life's going on. Crises are happening in my life oftentimes. I still gotta perform, I still gotta create, I still gotta do all these things, and the internet's still moving, and brands have been super, super compassionate and super, super understanding. Oftentimes I'll talk about something that's going on, and I had one thing, I was doing something with National Geographic, and I was talking about something else going on. Like, oh no, Andy, we'll press pause, we'll make sure you still get paid, and then they were super cool and compassionate to me. I was like, but I still have to create, I still have to perform. It's the best job in the world, but it's still a job. So I want to be clear about that. I get to go outside and make funny videos for a living, but it's still what I have to do to make a living. And I wouldn't change it. I have the best job in the world, but I think. So people always ask, so how do I become a content creator? You have to have your North Star. Why are you doing what are you doing? Why are you creating content? Why are you getting that phone out? What is it that is your North Star that's keeping you? What's your Polaris? What is it? For me, ultimately, we talk about mental health, we can talk about advocacy, we talk about health and wellness and fitness. It's this, getting everyone outside, making the outdoors accessible for all. I was 400 pounds when I started hiking. The outdoors did not seem very accessible for me. Hiking did not seem very accessible for me. going into an REI, and I love REI, and they've made huge strides on this, and seeing the posters on the wall, I didn't see anyone with a body size like mine. That's changed a lot. But in 2022, that was not the case. I want everyone to build confidence. These spaces are for you, and they are healing for your physical and your mental health. Just go outside. Get out the four walls, put your phone down, find some place where you don't have service, which is antithetical for an influencer to say who lives on his phone, and say, go somewhere where your phone doesn't work. And just soak it all in. One thing I did when I started going viral, it was a Sunday, I was at 500,000 views back in 2022. And things really started building steam, and I was like, oh crap. I started having like an existential crisis. Like, what am I gonna do? What if it reaches 1 million? What if it reaches 1 million? What if I get 10,000 followers? Oh my gosh. I had no idea what was about to happen. I drove up to Mount Ashland, Girl Scout Trail, way out there, tons of snow. Hiked out there and just sat. It was quiet. My phone did not work. Was out there for several hours, came back down the hill, it was at 1 million. I'm like, okay, well, we're getting started now. But I want to make sure everyone can experience the physical and mental benefits of nature. No matter who you are, where you come from, who you love, how you identify, or whatever mobility or other factors you have about you, that these spaces can be for you and accessible for you and safe for you, because the outdoors don't feel safe for everybody. And this was something that became really apparent to me. One time I was hiking out near the Rogue Scenic Byway up to a waterfall. Didn't think this one through when I went hiking. I had, big bearded guy, had a flannel shirt on, had a red hat on. Didn't think that one through, it was just red. I turned this corner, there's a biracial couple there. They see me, and you see fear in their eyes because they're trying to size me up like, is this dude safe or not? I just saw the fear in there. I'm like, oh, wow. They don't necessarily feel safe here. I immediately did my whole influencer voice. Hey, guy, want me to take a picture for you? Yeah. Like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. This dude's safe. But these spaces, they don't feel safe for everybody. And that's something I want to make sure they are. And we move towards that because they have benefits for everybody. So, you want to be an influencer, you want to do this for a living, what are some things that you can do, you should do? I can give you a step-by-step guide. Well, you need to make sure you optimize this and SEO that and blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is point and shoot. Point and capture. First piece of advice, be authentic. People do not connect with perfection. They connect with honesty. I'm tired of seeing cringy influencers, super filtered faces. Be yourself. Post as yourself, not as who you think the algorithm or society wants you to be. You have something only you can offer. You have something only you can give. That's what differentiates you from everyone else and from AI. You can only be you, and you're the only one who can be you. So do that. Be authentic. And the number one piece of feedback I get from people is, you're so authentic. Because I don't put up a front anymore. I don't try to be someone who I'm not. I'm me. I'm the kind of guy who likes to hike in the wilderness for 12 hours and come to a hotel and have a luxury steak. I'm fine with that. I'll sleep on the ground one night and sleep at the Ritz the next. Totally cool with me. I'm like, no apologies for that, because I am who I am. I love who I am. Be yourself and don't make apologies for it. Don't try to be who the internet thinks you want them to be or whatever. Be yourself. Be consistent. People come to me, they show me their accounts. Oh, I've been trying. You haven't posted in 3 weeks, dude. That's just the name of the game when it comes to social media. Success in these platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Side note on Facebook, as an elder millennial, I know Facebook seems a little cringe. It's blowing up right now. I have gained over 130,000 followers on Facebook in the last 3 months. I went from 0 to that, and I'm getting paid. I'm able to pay my mortgage on Facebook ad revenue, just from people watching. Don't sleep on Facebook. Meta's putting a lot of money in Facebook. That was for free. Post consistently even when it feels like no one is listening. Just do it. Just post the post. Just get it out there. Get into the world. The algorithms will figure it out. When you're posting on social media, especially the first time you're posting, people get really discouraged. Like, oh, I posted, it didn't do well. The algorithm's trying to figure you out. They're trying to figure out what kind of content are you making? Who can we show this to? And are they gonna be consistent? Most people quit too soon. They quit after a week, a month, a year. I was posting for years. Years. It wasn't until I started posting every day, about 6 months before that, when I started hiking and doing all the things and talking about my journey as a plus-size model in the outdoors, that it really started picking up, and the algorithm was like, okay, today, magic. 38 million views. I went from 50,000 followers, then 180. I think I'm at, on Instagram alone, I think I'm at 252,000. And it just keeps snowballing and snowballing. Be consistent. You can refine things, you can tweak things, you can move things around, absolutely. You can learn what works and what doesn't work, but just be consistent. Don't overthink it, sunshine. Some of your early content is gonna suck. It's gonna be cringe, it's gonna be bad, and that's okay. You're gonna learn from that. You're gonna learn what people like, you're gonna learn what people don't like, you're gonna learn what works for you, process that works for you. That's okay. You cannot grow without practice. You cannot be the best at what you do without practice. That goes for social media. It won't be perfect, that's part of the perfection of it. It won't be perfect. Just keep posting. You'll get better as you go. Don't get discouraged. I look back at some of my old content, especially from my SIU days, and I go, ugh. But I can see my roots there. I can see where things were moving and growing. Just don't overthink it. And lastly, if you're here at the marketing cohort, I say this every time. And also big shout out to White Rabbit for these cohorts. The marketing cohort, all the media cohort, they are, you should get plugged into one. There's community there, there's connection there, like-minded people there. And we talk about social media and marketing at mine, and I keep saying this, just post the damn post. Stop. So many people are like, oh, I've been working on this for so long, and it's not quite the letter. I'm like, I seriously just want to grab their phone and be like, okay, it's posted. What are you gonna do now? Just post it. You'll improve faster by doing. Just do it. Just do it. This is something Adam Azari, the head of Instagram, said. I'm going to read it because I think it's really important. He just recently said this. It's on his Instagram account. He said, authenticity is becoming a scarce resource, driving more demand for creator content, not less. The bar is shifting from can you create to can you make something only you can create. Rawness isn't just aesthetic preference anymore. It's proof. It's defensive. A way of saying this is real because it's imperfect, especially in the age of AI. In a world of infinite abundance and infinite doubt, the creators who can maintain trust and signal authenticity by being real, transparent, and consistent will stand out. This is the head of Instagram saying exactly what I just said. Be yourself, be authentic, be consistent. Don't worry about everyone else. Just post the damn post. He's giving you the cheat code. He's giving you the hack. And it works. It worked for me. I wasn't your pretty little influencer in LA. I was in Ashland, Oregon, 400 pounds, stumbling. You see that video? Stumbling down a trail. But I was being myself. And I look at that old me, I look at who I was, it's not cringe. It's part of my journey. So what's next for me? A lot of stuff going on. Advocacy, traveling. I'm moving and start making content for YouTube, teaching people how to get into the outdoors. This is what a day hike is. This Sunday, if you go to my YouTube channel, this is what you put in your pack, long-form content. I'm gonna start making consistent long-form content every week. And my goal, because manifesting worked when I said I was gonna be a plus-size model, the more I hang out with y'all in Ashland, the more I get into this woo manifesting stuff. I tell you what, y'all are rubbing off on me. 10-year-old evangelical Andy, or 10-year-ago evangelical Andy could see me, he'd try to cast a demon out or something, I don't know. I want to become the greatest hiking YouTuber on the internet. Make the outdoors available for everybody. And that's my goal. And it's been a really cool journey. I mean, just this morning, I didn't know this article was dropping this morning. I was on Yahoo News, Yahoo Health, talking about my weight loss journey. I'm at 263 pounds now. I've lost a ton of weight. And talking about that and everything that's happened there, and like the stigmas around GLP-1s and how the plus size community, some of them are like, oh, you've betrayed us in this, but still being body positive, but doing what's best for my health and my family. And I mean, just a few weeks ago, my daughter and I were able to run up Lower Table Rock and across the top. It took us 45 minutes. Me to hike just up to the top used to take me 2 hours. And I'm still proud of the 400-pound Andy who did it and stuck with it, just as much as I'm proud of myself now, because that's who I was my authentic self. And that's me. Take it or leave it. So thank you all for having me. And with that, anybody have any questions? Right up here in the front.
You were saying, like, so you're posting mainly, also on YouTube, like a full-length video and kind of description of like what your kind of goal is, or like whatever, you know, that hike was this week or something. And you do that weekly?
Just started doing that weekly. Just started like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So yep, doing that weekly on YouTube, long form content. Really it's tutorials. The outdoors is so intimidating. The question was, am I posting weekly these videos? Yes. The outdoors is so intimidating, especially if you've never spent any time in it. I want people to understand these can be for you. A video series I want to do, I'm going to need to find a sponsor for, is to go to San Francisco, LA, Boston, and find green spaces and be like, here's a space you can hike if you live in the middle of the city. Here's the bus route you can take to get there. And just show that these green spaces, they're everywhere. And the thing is, like in municipalities like LA, if you want to talk about LA hiking, talk to my friend Jim over here. He's got a whole book on it. No joke. LA hiking. Like there's places to hike. Portland, obviously, go to Forest Park, you're in the middle of the city, like, wow. That these spaces, if we don't use them, the cities and municipalities are gonna pull funding from them. So let's use these spaces because they are truly healing. Any other questions? Comments, concerns? Yes?
So social media has largely been toxic.
Very much so, yes.
How do you protect your own mental health being in the social media space as an influencer?
Really good question. The question was, how do I, as a social media influencer, protect my own mental health? The stereotypical answer is like, well, I don't read the comments. Anyone who tells you that, they're lying. That's BS. We read the comments. We absolutely read the comments. I have people around me who love me, who speak truth into my life, my wife, my daughter, constantly. They keep me grounded. My head gets a little too big. They bring me down to the earth, which does happen. And just remember my North Star, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And the thing is, my friend Miranda, who's a YouTuber, Miranda Goes Outside, she told me the best piece of advice. We were doing a collab up in Northern Washington, and she says, Andy, you're not for everybody. And that's okay. She's like, I'm not for everybody. And that's okay. You can't be all things to all people. And I get all kinds of hate. My Facebook right now is blowing up. I talked about what was going on in Minnesota on my Facebook page, and that just attracts the wrong side of the internet. And screw them. That's the attitude I have to have. And it does get to me sometimes. I'm not saying it doesn't, but have those people around me, my community around me, this space now around me. Talked about how hard it was for me to find community. This space has become a community for me the last few months. It's really helped me out. More so and more so every day. Also, therapy. Go to therapy. It's okay to not be okay. I see a counselor. I see a therapist. I go weekly. We talk about everything from, the struggles of, what's going on with my two oldest kids to, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? This thing went viral. Oh my gosh, oh, this person said this and that. And it's been really good. It's been really good. Mental health care is healthcare. If your mentals aren't healthy, you're not healthy. I hate that we separate those two things, mental health care and healthcare. They're the same. And take care of your mentals.
How do you avoid burnout?
How do I avoid burnout? One is my North Star. Remember why I do what I do. Also, I continually mix things up. I try new things. It's really easy. I could get 1 million views every video if I just did stupid hike for stupid mental health with that stupid music from it. wherever it came from over and over again. I try different things. I do different things, and they don't always land. They don't go different places. There's videos I'm sure they're going to go viral. It's going to hit, and 1,000 views. Okay, well, that didn't work. This one time, I did a video. We were out at Persony Falls. Most of you probably know where that's at. And I had just gotten a GoPro with a new mic on. I just wanted to try it. So I did this thing where I'm like, you see this? You see this? It's freaking nature, and it's freaking awesome. Woo! That video went viral, but not only that video go viral, that audio, 100,000 people have used that audio for their own videos and their own nature stuff. So I went from being the stupid hiker, stupid mental health guy to the freaking nature guy. Just keep trying new things, mix it up. It's for artists in general. You get bogged down, you get burned out. You know, society, media, like, dance, monkey, dance. You're like, okay, I'm doing the same. Try new things. It's not always going to land, and that's okay. Just be authentic to yourself. Know why you're doing what you're doing, and it'll land. And the thing is, remember, as a content creator, this is what I get to do. I have this film studio in my pocket. I have this soapbox. How privileged am I? And you all have access to that. You can do it. Just post the damn post.
I'm curious about your editing process and if you use like schedulers to post or do you post to each platform individually or?
Generally, the question was, for my editing process, do I schedule the post? Do I do each one individually? Generally, unless it's a paid post, which has a different process because I have to claim it as a paid post and the whole thing with that. I schedule it on the particular platform. So I'll go to TikTok. They have the TikTok studio. I'll put it on there. I'll schedule it for the time. All the different apps have like give you analytics about best time to post, that sort of thing. I'll find out and I'll post it. And there are sometimes I'm just out on the trail. I'm like, this last summer, I hiked down to Cleetwood Cove Trail to swim in Crater Lake before it shut down. Before that trail shut down. It's going to be shut down for 3 years for repairs. I had never been able to do that before because I was always afraid of the hike up because I was 400 pounds. At that point, I was like 290, so I was like, I can do this. Went down, slow motion on the GoPro, went down underwater, put a Gregory Ezekov track on there. I was like, I'm just posting this now. I got home, it was already at 1 million views. Sometimes it just lands, and sometimes it just works.
And for like editing yourself, because I see maybe some of them are straight things. Do you have any things you do while you're editing yourself to not get too caught in yourself?
I have the advantage that I was a pastor for 15 years, so I've gotten over the cringe of my own face and voice. And that's a huge thing for a lot of people, hearing their own voice, seeing their face. You know, it's like, it's hard, I know. Just it's exposure therapy. Just get used to it. You are who you are. Make no apologies for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the time compression is the weirdest. Like trying to pick out what's this or condense things down or.
I think it's just trial and error. Find out what works for you. I have a friend who's a YouTuber Craig, he does these beautiful, like he hikes in the Dolomites, no audio, it's just music behind it for an hour, 2 hours. They play these videos in like dentist office, and it's just him on his trip. It's super, that works for him. He tries to post funny short content and it flops. That doesn't work for me. My audience wants, so, well, what works for you and your audience?
What app are you using to edit? Are you on your?
I use the Adobe platform. I use Premiere Pro. I was trained in Adobe at SOU, so that's kind of my go-to.
Yeah, will you take us hiking?
Cynthia, we want to do a White Rabbit hiking trip? Okay, yeah. We'll get that arranged. We'll make that happen. And we'll all do the dun, 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 dun. That'll be fun. Except Jim will be in the front.
There we go.
One of your North Stars talked about making hikes and save for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it just made me think about my experience and how I'm one of those women that's like, oh, I'm too scared to go by myself. I did go by myself when I moved here from Roxanne, and I heard something and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's a cougar or whatever. And then luckily a guy came along and I was like, okay, the stranger or the noise, I don't know. I'm just one of those people, it's my nature to be scared to go by myself. So
Oh, no worries.
Are you promoting or making safe, like communicating like opportunities for women?
I get asked this question a lot. I get asked about, especially for women. Let me repeat the question. Advocating for safety on the trail, safe ways to hike. For a lot of women, especially, this is a legitimate fear. Hiking by yourself is scary. There's a reason why women chose the bear, because men are scary. I will own that. If you don't know, there's this meme. It's like, would you choose a bear? Would you choose, if you're on a trail, would you choose to be run into a man or a bear? And the majority of women said a bear, like an actual grizzly bear. So I constantly talk about different hiking groups. There's a lot of women groups, Women Outside. I can hook you up with some friends of mine. Unlikely Hikers is a group I've worked a lot with, based up in Portland. And I'm working to start a hiking group here, obviously, at White Rabbit, where we can go out. Also, there's safety tips. There's things you can do. I'm constantly talking about that. But yeah, I just want to acknowledge it is scary. And a lot of times I did a video once that was kind of tone deaf. I'm like, if you don't find anyone to go hiking with, just go hiking by yourself. And immediately, so many women were DMing me. It's like, Andy, it's not safe. I don't feel safe. And that's a legitimate fear, and I want to recognize that. So hiking groups, I have a group on Facebook called Stupid Hikes for Stupid Mental Health. There's people from all over the nation. You can find a ton of people here in Ashland on that group. There's also Hike Southern Oregon, another group I run on Facebook, and you can find different people to hike with. Totally understand it's a legitimate fear, not only for women, but people of color, LGBTQ community. This is a legitimate fear. I mean, there's been times I've been up on Mount Ashland, I'm hiking, and all of a sudden, it's hunting season, some dude comes out, beer in one hand, a rifle in another, and you're like, oh shit, what's this dude about? And it was fine, but it's just like, it's scary. It can be scary out there. So yes, there are resources, there are out there. I encourage you, Hike Southern Oregon, Stupid Hike for Stupid Mental Health groups on Facebook, look up Unlikely Hikers, a lot of great resources out there. Got time for one or two more questions? Cool.
Well, I actually have one add-on to your list there. For local people who want organized hikes, there is a general social group that does hikes among their stuff called Rushmore Society.
Yes, the Rushmore Society.
Look them up on Facebook, or they have a website too. Their hikes have introduced me to tons of different, all my favorite trails in this area I did with Rushmore first. And you know, you're out with a gang, so it's automatically a lot less intimidating.
And if you're looking for hikes in Ashland, more than just Lithia Park, might I send you over my friend Jim over here, Falkenstein, who has a book and a website and amazing YouTube channel. I don't know why you haven't gone viral, dude. I'm always...
I made $0 and 0 cents on all of those platforms.
What's your YouTube channel? Plug your YouTube channel real quick.
AshlandTrails.com.
AshlandTrails.com. It's amazing. So many amazing videos on there. Check it out. He shows you everything. Literally, how to drive from right where we're at right now in the plaza to the trail, how to get to the trailhead, how to get back, does drone shots. It's beautiful. Check it out.
How do you keep track of all the different platforms on time? Like, how do you keep track of, like, keep up with?
It used to be an Excel sheet. Now I have a manager who does it for me. Honestly, Excel numbers, it's your best friend. Use it. There are different apps coming out now that help creators manage those things. I haven't tried any of them because I was using Excel. My wife is an Excel nerd. Excel actually makes me sick, but numbers make me sick. But that's another story. But yeah, my manager does a really good job. She's based in Bellingham, Washington. She manages all my like accounts as far as numbers and stuff and my brand stuff, and takes care of all that for me now. So.
I know I asked you this the other day, but I think it would be good to ask again. At what point did you hire a manager?
Oh, good question. So, yeah, there was a point where the question was, at what point did I hire a manager? So I was doing this on my own for a year and a half. I went to VidCon. If you don't know what VidCon is, it's like the conference for online video making. It's in Anaheim every year. I got to speak at it this last year, which was really cool. I've been going since 2017. And I went there with the explicit purpose of finding a manager, someone who would do these brand deals and make sure brands aren't taking advantage of me, because I was finding out from talking to other people who did what I did, oh, you worked with them too and did the exact same thing and you got paid how much? Or I would work with a brand and I'd give them the assets, the pictures and videos, and I'd find them on a coupon at their store. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'd have friends tell me, oh, you need to make sure they pay for usage on that and you have a time limit. Like, And I learned about this word called perpetuity. I had no idea what it was. Apparently, I signed over perpetuity to my name, image, and likeness on this stuff. And I realized I was being taken advantage of. So I was like, I need to find a manager who knows this, and knows the ins and outs of it. Found one, a boutique agency based in Los Angeles called IamSocial.la. It was just one guy who had a daughter who was a big-time YouTuber, started this agency. He started managing me, realized very quickly he didn't know the outdoor industry, hired someone in Bellingham, Washington who did, and she now manages all my stuff. And now we have the biggest outdoor agency in the nation with over 40 outdoor creators. It's amazing what we do and the people we get to work with. And yeah, it's just really just making sure someone who knows the business, knows the lingo, knows the legal stuff to take care of it for, so I can do what I'm good at and going for stupid hikes for my stupid mental health. Thank you all so much, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you all.